Hello and welcome to the Frank Nut Sewing Machines YouTube channel. Today we're going to be having a look at the Juki TL-2200QVP Mini. This is a straight stitch sewing machine, so it just does the one job really well. It's a semi-industrial model, so what we're going to do is go through the threading, which is slightly different, and you've also got that kind of slightly different bobbin system as well, loading from the side, and a different needle threader. A really powerful machine, great for quilting, bag making. It is a flatbed, so you don't actually have a free arm, but yeah, that's just part and parcel of the kind of semi-industrial quality of the machine. All metal body, and this extension table that we've got on it as well at the moment is included in the box as well as loads of other feet that we'll have a look at in a bit as well. First of all, winding on a bobbin. You can see we've got the slightly different spool pin set up here. The bobbin slots on in a very particular way. There's a little notch that you have to get it slotted onto, and then a spool of thread comes up from here. You can see this is accommodating for much larger cones, industrial style cones. Go through the little tension disc there and then around a few times just to get it started. Flip that over and then foot down. Haven't wound on enough, let's just wind on that little bit there, that should do the job. There we go. The machines can be a lot louder on film than they are in real life, so bear that in mind when watching it sew as well. But once this is full, that will automatically flick over, and but that'll do for us for now. So that's our bobbin. To reach the bobbin area down here, you need to pull up this flap on the table, which you can have on or off, and then it loads in from the side here. Our bobbin case is actually just on the side here. So loading the bobbin anti-clockwise with the thread so it runs off nice and smooth. Pull it through into that gap there. And again, you've got your lever here so that you're able to, it won't fall out when you've got that lever engaged. And pop it in. And that's all we need to do there. You can tuck the spare in there if we want, and close all that up. And the threading, leave that where it is, comes straight down to the first tensioners here. Depending on what type of thread you have, if you have something particularly slippy, you can, like a kind of nylon or metallic, you can go through all of the holes kind of round and around to keep it in place, but we only need to go through a couple with the kind of normal Gutterman thread that we've got on here at the moment. Just make sure that doesn't get tangled. There we are. And then it's around the tensioner there, the first tension unit, and then up and under on the bottom one. Then you have to bring it around the check spring here and under again. So normally all of this is really encased in most domestic machines, so you can't actually really see as much as we can now. But on this one, it being a kind of semi-industrial, that's all exposed, easy to see, easy to adjust. The needle threader. This machine actually threads on the needle from the left to the right, so it is a slightly different needle threader to others. Once we're in that top whole thread guide there at the top of the needle, this then comes down, and I'm just going to lower the foot just so we can see a bit better. This lever comes down and hugs the needle there. Go underneath that needle threader and into this little plastic guide there, and it pulls the loop through. Oh, I'm glad that worked first time. Then raise the foot again, and we can do our needle up and down, because even though this is a mechanical machine, very mechanical style, it's got a couple of electronic features that make it a lot easier to use, such as the speed control, the automatic thread cutting, and the needle up and down feature. The raising and lowering of the feed dogs is very mechanical there, and also is the reverse. It's very sturdy, very solid and well built. But for bringing up the bobbin thread, it's much easier to just pop on that button instead. Really quick and easy. And you've got your independent thread cutter also at the side too, should you wish to leave some longer threads to tie in. The automatic thread cutter does trim them quite short, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. I'm just going to keep my stitch length on a kind of standard setting, 2.5, and we've got the speed control here that I'll keep up at the rabbit, which is for super fast, just to show you how quick it can go, because it does do 1,500 stitches per minute, this machine, so it's faster than most domestic machines as well. I've got the knee lift engaged as well, so I can start using that, get that engaged if I actually think bring it down. I'll move this across a little bit so I've got some room. There we go, that's got it engaged. So that's the kind of speed that we're looking at, and this does always stop with the needle in the fabric for easy turning. Sounds great. It sounds a lot smoother in real life, I do have to say. Really powerful, very smooth machine to use. The automatic thread cutter you can activate at any point. It does have a heel tap function on the foot control, so you can actually just tap your heel, and then that's activated the thread cutter, and the needle is now out the fabric, so it's literally a case of just pulling it away, and it is very short on the bottom there, so you do need to bear that in mind. But obviously you can seal off with your reverse as well. Just to show you the kind of materials that this machine can actually go through, we've got all sorts of fake fur and things like that, and it really does just has got that kind of power. But with some of these things, the walking foot would be an advantageous thing to use. But it's got no problem going through that. Really, really easy. We've even got this kind of cowhide leather. This is 2 layers of this stuff. It's really thick. It smells amazing. But let's have a go through that as well. We'll probably increase our stitch length a little bit as well. And the leather needle would obviously be better too. But as you can see, it's no problem for it really at all. Lovely. And you can go from something like that to something fairly fine and fly away. This is a viscose, it feels like, just quite a fine viscose. If we just, as if we were going to do a little hem. Maybe just decrease the stitch length a little bit. Haven't changed any tension settings, and you can see that you're still getting a really, really good stitch. Very impressive, can handle such a good range of materials, and it comes with a vaster range of feet to go with that as well, so you're getting a rolled hem foot included, the walking foot, which is really useful for all those tricky materials to feed it through even better than it already does, standard zipper foot and for piping as well, also an edge stitch foot, perfect for getting that top stitching right on the edges, and a height compensation foot too, which is for seam compensation, so if there are any bulky seams like on denims and heavier weight fabrics, this kind of springy foot action here goes up and over and gets the foot going over it really with ease. You've also got 3 types of free motion foot, because this has been designed with quilting in mind, the QVP bit being the giveaway. So you've got a 1/4 inch circular like closed toe foot, a 1/5 of an inch, which is a bit finer, and then the open toe one as well. So these are all included with the machine, as well as kind of all your oil, a few bobbins, and everything else you could really need. It's a good all-rounder if you want just straight stitch, if a really good straight stitch machine, and definitely one that we would recommend. So yeah, that's kind of a rundown of the 2200 QVP Mini. If you've got any questions, then feel free to ask. Don't forget to like our channel, subscribe to the channel even, but like the video, and if there's anything else that you want to know about the machine or any other machines, then do it in the comments below. Thank you very much. See you again.